All right, you guys, we are back and we're live. Welcome back to our live feeds. We haven't done these in a little bit because we haven't had any shows to wrap up other than the Arnold, which I did as a pre-recorded video. So we're back. We're back. Welcome, guys. Welcome. As you're logging on, comment, say hello. Tell me where you're coming in from. Hi from Canada. There we go. Yes, please tell me where you are logging in and tuning in from. I always give this a few minutes until everybody gets logged on. They see their notifications, so they can join us. Tonight we have two things to discuss. We've got Detroit in the house. We're going to go over the results from San Diego. And then we are going to talk about the hubbub since the Arnold has been over with. All of the drama. We got Virginia. We got Texas. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Iowa. Virginia Beach. What's up? What's up? We're going to give it a couple more minutes for everybody to get on. We got Indy. And I want you to tell me too, because we got we got two topics to cover today. So we are going to cover San Diego. And then we're also going to talk about the drama going on since the Arnold. I'm going to give you my 2 cents on that. So as you're logging on, do two things for me. Tell me where you're coming in from. We got Philly coming in right here. And then also tell me which one you want me to do first. Do you want me to go through the drama first? Or do you want me to go through San Diego first? I feel like the season has begun with these lives. I know, right? So I'm going to do a mix of these lives. We don't have a show to preview this week. So I think I'm going to do previews pre-recorded. And then we will do wrap-ups live because I think we get more interaction and questions on the wrap-ups when people are asking about different placings and criteria and things like that. So we'll do the wrap-ups live like this. And when we do previews, I'll pre-record those and kind of tell you my 2 cents as far as, who I think is going to come out and do something or not do something or whatever. So everybody wants the drama. Everyone wants the drama. I know it's crazy because I feel like, because we started the season out with CCTS. So my season has been going already. So I feel like we've been going for a long time, but we haven't had any shows to wrap up. So we finally are getting some shows on the docket to be able to go through. So that's a good thing. Drama first. Everybody wants the drama first. So we're rolling in. We're going to give it 1 more minute for people to log on, and then we'll talk about the drama. There's always something, right? There's always something to talk about, right? One more minute, then we'll jump right into it. Okay, you guys ready? I'm going to make this really simple, you guys. I'm going to make this real simple with all this drama. So first of all, if you haven't seen it, there's been 2 different things that have been going around, really. And one of those things has to do with Nick Walker and Bob Chick going back and forth. And the other one has to do with Ali Bilal, who won the men's physique portion of Arnold. And the first thing I'm going to say with all of this, like people are calling for people's heads and cancel this and cancel that and all that kind of stuff. I do not believe in cancel culture, period. So regardless of what somebody has to say, I think everybody should have their freedom of speech. I think they should be able to say what they want to say. I think they should be able to express their opinions however they want to express their opinions. And that should not affect their shows, their jobs, their whatever. I don't think it should. I just don't. I think that people are allowed to have their opinions. And I think without that, we don't grow. I think without having freedom of expressing ourselves, we don't have the opportunity to create anything new, right? So regardless of if you agree with opinions that have been thrown around or not, I don't think anybody should be canceled. I don't think the Arnold should be canceled. I don't think Bob Chick should be fired. I don't think any of those things should happen because we're allowed to have our opinions, right? That said, are there ways to handle this more professionally? 100%. Okay, so if we want to see change happen in this industry, there's a way to do that without crying about it on social media. I'm sorry, but let's take a quick gander at whenever drama happens in the sport. Who are the ones crying about it? It's the men. Do we ever see women online crying about anything happening? Ever? No, we don't. We don't ever see anybody bitching and moaning and complaining on social media as a woman. I don't know why that is, but because we're supposed to be like, women are supposed to be more emotional. We're supposed to be the ones that are, that cry more, that do this, that do that, whatever, but we don't do it. Like, you don't see that. I never see it. I never see women bitching and moaning about anything. Here's the thing. Right. I'm not wrong. I know. I know I'm not wrong. Here's the thing. If you want to see something happen, if you want to see some sort of change in our sport, there's a way to go about it. You contact the people that have the power to change those things, and you come to them and say, hey, listen, I want to see something change. And you tell them why. You show them why, right? So one of the big things that Ali Bilal was talking about was the prize money difference, right? If you want to see a change in the prize money, you come to the people who are in charge of the prize money and you say, I want to see a change in the prize money, and here is why. You give them facts over feelings, always. Okay. Now, maybe men's physique does deserve more prize money. They very well could. You have to give them a reason to give you that extra prize money, right? Show them facts and figures. Go to the powers that be and say, listen, I want to request a meeting with you. Can we sit down and discuss this? Because I believe we're being shortchanged, and here's the data to prove it. Here's the reason why. This is why we deserve more money. It does not happen by going online and boycotting competing in a show. Because guess what's going to happen? You're not going to go compete in that show, but there's 100 other guys that are sitting there waiting to take your spot. More than that. There's thousands of guys sitting there waiting to take your spot. So it's not going to do anything. It's not going to affect the bottom line. And you're just going to be cheated out of getting on one of the best stages in our sport. That's it. There's always going to be people willing to go in and take your spot for less money. So if you believe you deserve more money, go to the powers that be and say, listen, this is why we deserve more money. Now, the other part of this too is that, again, they want to boycott the Arnold because of things that he has said. Arnold, for his entire life, has been controversial. His entire life. You go back and you watch Pumping Iron, he was always messing with people mentally. That's what he always does. That's Arnold. That's who he is. He's not a people pleaser. He's not going to sit there and tell you the things that you want to hear. If he believes one way, that's the way he believes, and you're not going to change him. And here's the other part of this too. I don't think that Arnold was dogging the men's physique division. I think he was more so saying, I want to see your legs. Show me your legs. He doesn't like the fact that they're covered up. He thinks that they deserve to show that body part. I don't think he was dogging the division. I think he was just saying, I want to see more, which is a valid point. That's a valid opinion, right? I don't think that he doesn't like men's physique. I think he doesn't like the criteria of men's physique. There's a difference there, right? There's a difference. If he didn't like the division, if the division wasn't popular, if the division wasn't profitable, he wouldn't have it in his show. Bottom line. So if you believe that he thinks you deserve a spot on his stage, you do deserve a spot on that stage. Go tell him why you deserve more money. Show him why. If you truly believe and you have the facts to back it up, that men's physique brings in more money than you are actually being paid for, back it up and get your money. That's how you enact change. Not by crying on social media. That's it. Yes, it had nothing to do with the division. It was about the short. Exactly right. He just doesn't like the shorts. He's not saying he doesn't like men's physique. He's saying he doesn't like the shorts. There's nothing wrong with that. I've said that. I didn't like the shorts. I've said that. That doesn't mean I don't like the division. I don't like the fact that their legs are covered up. The shorts are getting shorter. They're getting tighter. They're getting more accentuating the lower body. They are judging the lower body now. I love that part. I think it should be like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. I really don't. right? Just like I don't think there's anything wrong with Bob Chick saying his feelings when it comes to Nick Walker. Nick might not like it. Nick's fans may not like it, but hey, maybe it'll fuel Nick to be a little bit better when it comes down to it. I don't think he should be canceled or fired because of what he said. I don't think anybody should be canceled for their opinion, period. Bottom line, right? Thank you. I think he overreacted. I agree. I think he overreacted. And here's the thing. Like, again, you go back to, okay, so you don't agree with what Arnold said. Maybe you want more prize money. Maybe you want the men's physique division to have more respect. That's fine. Request a meeting. Sit down and have a conversation face-to-face with those people that make the decisions. That's what you do. You don't go cry on social media for clicks and likes. That's just the bottom line, guys. Like, that's not how business is done. Business is numbers, you guys. It's not feelings, it's facts. Bring facts. If you bring facts, you're going to get paid. That's it. It's really, really simple. Right now, I think people are just using this as a way to, again, to get likes and clicks and all that kind of stuff, which for some people that's a currency, but sorry, I can't pay my bills with likes and clicks. That's the bottom line. If I need my bills paid, I'm going to go to those people that are going to give me the money to pay my bills. I don't think bodybuilders should make a statement. Bodybuilders should make a statement soon after competing. I agree with that too. I think that, I think you should never come out and make a statement in an emotional state, right? A lot of times, this is why I wait to do my wrap ups. This is why I wait to give my opinion on things, because I want the emotions to settle. I want those to settle. And again, go back to what are the facts? What is the truth? What is going to make this better? What's going to make it worse? Those kinds of things, right? So you're not coming from a place of emotion. We all will react emotionally to things, right? But sit back and sit in it for a second and allow yourself to process before you go and just speak out of your ass, right? Bottom line. Also pointing this out, bodybuilding is a sport. If we want the respect of other sports, we have to understand that the critique and opinions are part of it. Sports commentators get paid money. Right, exactly. Hey, I say stuff on this live, and when I go to shows and stuff like that people don't agree with. That's okay. People don't like me. That's okay. I don't need everybody to like me. Those of you that are here on the live feed, some of you like me, some of you don't like me. I know. It's okay. That's not what I'm doing this for, right? Some of you are going to agree with me, some of you are not. But I'm still allowed to have my opinion, just like everybody else. Everybody else is allowed to have their opinion, period, right? Again, if their job performance is affected by it, that's different. But if you're doing your job and you're doing the things you're supposed to be doing, you're allowed to have your opinion as well. I mean, I go back to, I hate this whole concept of cancel culture. I just really do. Because what it does is it buttons people down so they don't want to say anything. And then we don't have any kind of improvements. We don't have any kind of challenges. Challenges are good. Challenges make us better, right? Now, another thing I will also mention too, when it comes back down to it, if men's physique, if they want more money, focus on why men's physique needs more money, not why we're not getting paid as much as bodybuilders, right? Bodybuilding is its own class, its own entity. They get their own money for their own reasons. Men's physique gets their own money for their own reasons. If you can come to the powers that be and say, this is why men's physique deserves more money, do it based on your own merit, your own facts, your own numbers, your own reasons why you deserve more money, not because they have more, so I deserve more. That's not how that works. I feel that way about bikini and the women's divisions too. If bikini competitors want more money, show why bikini competitors deserve more money, right? Not we need more money because bodybuilding gets more money. That's not how that works. That's not how that works, right? You should be able to stand on your own 2 feet and say, this is why our division deserves more, okay? So that's the other thing too. You will not see the powers that be. You will not see the IPB. You will not see Arnold. You will not see any of the top people come out and say anything about this, because this is not how business is done. Decisions are not made on social media. Decisions are made in meeting rooms when you sit down and you have a conversation and you bring facts, not feelings. So that's my 2 cents on all of this. Anybody else want to chime in? Like I said, I was going to make it real simple. It's real simple. Comes down to facts, not feelings, and don't cancel people because of what they have to say. Everybody's allowed to have an opinion, right? Everybody's allowed. Anybody else got anything they want to add in? I'll leave it open for a minute. I know that our live stream is about, 30 seconds delayed or so. So I'll leave it open for just a minute if anybody wants to interject anything else. Because again, free speech, you can put your opinion in here, totally fine. You may not agree with me, that's okay. Put your 2 cents in. This is your opportunity right here. Maybe using a high sign-up of amateur MP as leverage. Men's Physique has the most amateur men's competitors, I think. Yeah, and I would agree with you. I think that they do. I mean, Classic is probably nipping at its heels, but I think that Men's Physique probably does have the most amateurs. So that is absolutely something to put into the pot for sure. As far as facts, that's a fact, right? Bring the numbers, right? I think if Men's Physique, Bikini, etc. wants more money, have receipts, proof, and clear presentation on how much revenue, viewers, sponsors, etc. you're bringing in, it'll go for yourself and others competing. 100%. Facts. Facts over feelings. Numbers. Numbers don't lie, you guys. They don't. I've been running my own business for the last 15 years. You know, I know what works and what doesn't. I know what marketing strategies work and what don't. I know which divisions bring in revenue and which ones don't for my business. I understand those numbers backwards and forwards, right? Facts, not feelings. Men's Physique does bring in a lot of people entering the sport, so I think they'd have a good case, and same with Bikini. Someone just needs to present the data, 100%. And I said this too, you know, it's been a very, very long time since we've seen anybody analyze the numbers here. You know, I'd love to see somebody analyze the numbers of how this affects the sport as far as revenue is concerned for sponsorships and things like that, right? Because there's more than just ticket sales that go into a show. Ticket sales are one piece of the revenue. Sponsorships are huge. Numbers of amateurs are huge. Bring the numbers. Bring the numbers. Get paid. Bring numbers, get paid. That's business right there. Business 101. Did you ever consider advocating on behalf of bikini competitors for the IFBB? Sure. I mean, I feel like I do that in my own capacity right now. I feel like I do that, you know, through this and everything like that. I'm pretty outspoken. And like I said, that makes people either love me or hate me, and that's okay. Either way. But I would have no problem being an advocate for bikini. No problem. Yeah, and it's one of those things, like I'm not going to go out there and like say like, listen, I want to be the voice. That's not something I'm going to do. But if they came to me and asked me to help, yeah, 100% I would help. 100%. Because again, I think I bring a unique viewpoint, which does make people not like me sometimes. I'm kind of argumentative sometimes. I'm kind of controversial sometimes. You know, I'm blunt, I'm critical, I'm all of those things, but that's also what makes me good in my business. Those are also assets. So, you know, if they ever wanted help or needed help, I'd be happy to do it. But again, I'm not going to be a yes man. I've never have been a yes man, and I'm not going to be a yes man. So I don't know if they'd ever want me to, because I'm not going to just agree. I'm not just going to agree. I'm going to tell them facts. So, you know, numbers don't lie. Like I said, facts over feelings. Anything else? Anything else you want to interject? I'll give you another minute. That's some good feedback though, guys. Good feedback right there. All right. So if any other comments come in, I will address them as well. But let's go ahead and move over to San Diego. How's that? We'll go through San Diego next. So this was, I would say, you know, we've had a couple of shows this year and things like that, but we're starting to get some new pros on the stage, things like that. So we're going to go through our top 5 like we typically do. Let me find it. There we go. Share that. Okay. Now my question for you guys as we go through this, I'm going to get rid of the chat overlay. Hang on. just shrink this down a little bit. There we go. So that you guys can see a little bit better. Okay. That's not what I wanted. Sorry, I'm trying to get the overlay off. Why can't I find it? It's been a minute. I forget where everything is. Oh, there we go. I had it a second ago. Okay, perfect. Let's do that. And let's do this. No. There we go. We got it. It took me a minute. Every time I log onto this platform, something is different. So I had to move things around a little bit. Okie doke. There we are. Now we're going to go through our top 5 here for San Diego. I did look at some of the videos and stuff too that were posted online. The deal with the videos though is that the lighting was a little bit dark, so it was hard to tell what was really going on in the videos, but we are going to go through the top 5. One thing I wanted to point out before we go into that is 6th was Romina, which I thought was interesting. Romina, as we know, has been a top Olympian in the past. So to see her in 6th in this particular show was a little bit surprising. You know, she was soft here. Not really sure what's going on there. You know, she's been kind of dropping the placing. So I'd like to see what happens with her through the year. This was her first show out this year. So we'll see what happens. But again, I'm curious to see how she improves through this year. We're not going to go into her because she's 6th, but you know, that was just a notable right there. So let's go to 5th place, which was Malu. I know a lot of people had Malu in 1st in their predictions, that kind of thing. She has been kind of knocking at the door when it comes to getting that Olympia qualification for the last couple of years now, and she just has not managed to get it. We got a good front pose right here, so we'll pull this up for you. She's off to the side a little bit, but let's still do that. All right, here's Malu. So the first thing is I loved her hair. I don't know if I've seen her do curls like this before, but I actually really like that look a lot on her. But when it comes to the rest of her look, her tan was really, really splotchy. I saw this. You can't see it so much in the pictures as you can in the video. It was very muddy, especially from the back. You can kind of see it in the front here where she's got some spots here where she's kind of muddy and like lighter here, darker here, that kind of thing. One of the biggest issues that I've always seen from Malu is her rib cage is very prominent. So she needs to work on this front pose and getting that rib cage to close off, because when you have it expanded like this, it actually makes you look a lot thinner than you are. She's already a smaller competitor when it comes to her muscle size. And it looks like, to me, almost like she might be even smaller this year. I could be wrong, but it looks like she's a little bit smaller. We aren't seeing a whole lot of delt cap here, that kind of deal. She's got a really unique shape to her. But I'm just not seeing the fullness and the roundness that I feel like we've seen from her in the past. I don't know what is the issue with that. Maybe she's having a hard time with dropping body fat. I don't know. I think I saw somebody say something about that. I could be completely wrong on that, so don't quote me on that. But it just feels like she's a little bit depleted here. It feels like we're losing a little bit of what makes her so unique, meaning her roundness, her fullness, her bubbliness. Not seeing a lot of that here. Let's take a look at a back pose. A second here, and I'll find one. Like I said, feel free to comment in if you have any thoughts or questions or comments. This is your opportunity. I still do see your chats coming in. So even though I took the overlay off, the chats do still come in. Okie doke. So here's her back shot. So again, you can really see the issue with the tanning on her glutes. I mean, the tan is really splotchy, right? And to me, this just looks a little bit flat, like going from her glutes into her legs. Just looks like we need to fill this all out. We don't have a ton of projection on the glutes. Looks a little bit flat from the back. Her upper body isn't really wide enough in the back either. Again, she used to have these shoulders that sat up there nice and round, and I'm not seeing that from her right here. So it just looks like she's a little deflated. Just all the way around looks a little deflated. So I can't judge on the suit color because the lighting in these photos isn't great. So I don't want to say anything about that. But I do think that this suit cut's just a little off. There's just something about it I'm not a huge fan of. She may just need a little bit more fabric, but I also think it's just the lack of volume in her glutes. We need some oomph here, right? We need something to pop. I'm not seeing a whole lot of pop from her. Love the hair. That's one thing I absolutely love on her. But we just need to work on that fullness, that roundness, all of that going forward for her. So let's move over to Nedjie. Okay, so we have 4th place here with Nedjie. So let's pull up a front pose for her. Place. Oh, I got one with her eyes closed. Let's see if we get one with her eyes. There we go. We got one with her eyes open. All right, perfect. So again, not a huge fan of the suit fit. It's just a little lacking to me. But I will say she's got the fullness and the roundness that we're kind of lacking from Malu, right? She's got some pop to her shoulders. We see some pop and fullness in her legs and her glutes. Nedjie, sorry, am I saying it wrong? Nedjie, is that right? Nedjie. Sorry, she's here on the live. So Nedjie, sorry, I'm trying. I'm bad with these pronunciations of names. Like I've said, I could never be an MC because I suck at announcing names. Sorry. But I do like this front pose. Probably could be maybe a smidge tighter in the midsection, just a touch. But I don't know if we'd want to do too much here because I think that might make her a little too hard through the quads and the hamstrings. I'm seeing some pretty significant hamstring cuts here. I think the upper body looks pretty good, but I'm just seeing maybe just a little bit drier through the midsection. Sorry, Nedjie, sorry. You'll have to say it to me in person, so that way I say it correctly. If I hear it right, then I'll say it right. But a lot of times I'll hear somebody else say it and it'll be wrong. And then that just gets stuck in my head. So sorry. Anyway, so I think I'd like to see maybe a little bit more accentuated with this pose, just like a little bit bigger on it. Maybe twist the waistline just a touch more to get that glute to pop a little bit. Just little teeny tiny tweaks here. You're having a hard time with your midsection. Okay. Yeah, it just looks like you're a little bit puffy there. And like I said, I don't want to say to come down anymore because I think it would make you a little bit too tight through the legs. Upper body, I think you're good. Again, I'm seeing some nice fullness and things like that. It's just the midsection that I'd like to see a little bit tighter there. Yeah, so I would just try to accentuate this pose just a touch. Like I said, just maybe drive that hip bone a little bit more to the side, and that would help you pop those proportions a little bit better because I'd like to see your lower back into your lat and your shoulders V out a little bit more. I think that would make your waistline look a touch smaller. So I think if we pose this a little bit twisted more, that would help. Let's see. Posing tweaks. Yeah. Posing tweaks. Let's see what we got for a back shot. Here we go. We got a back shot right here. Let me pull this up. Okay, so again, I think posing tweak here would be to open up the upper body just a touch. And what I mean by that is probably even just taking the hands out a little bit. So we have a little bit more negative space between the lower back and the upper body and to get those shoulders to pop more. I would definitely brush this hair out. The ringlets are too much as far as just doesn't look clean. Plus it's covering your shoulders. So it's covering your shoulders here. So brush it out so it all comes to a V in the back. Covers the back, but not the shoulders. It looks like from here, you might have a little bit of tightness in your trap. So that could be preventing you from getting the shoulder to open up. So I would say release the traps so that we can get the delts to show on the outside. You also look like you're tilted off to the side a touch with that back pose, which would happen from your front pose. So if you notice the right glute is a little bit higher, That's the glute that you sit into on your front pose. So you've got to be consciously aware of that so you can push it a little bit more to the left so that you don't look uneven in the hips. This is why I really preach posing on both sides in your front pose, regardless of which pose you actually put on stage. It will affect your back pose right here. So that's what I'm seeing here. I would like to see a little bit more glute, specifically upper outer, just to get that projection to come out at me a little bit more. That would be it. And that would also help you. Again, I think you're a touch too tight through the hamstrings and the hamstring tie-in. So if you get a little bit more glute density, that's going to help you soften that up while keeping that that projection on the glutes. So yeah, curls were too tight. They absolutely were. Yep. So for those of you that are not paying attention to the chat, she's actually in the chat saying what her feedback was too. So check that out. But yeah, in general, like I just like to see that hair come in, so we're not blocking your shoulders. And then also, like I said, that will like releasing the traps to open up the shoulders, a little bit more glute density, so that you don't have to get quite so lean in the lower body and really project out more with those glutes. That's where I would focus. I would focus on mobility and getting that hips even and getting some more projection. So that's my 2 cents there. Let's go next to Uliana. Okay, so I am not familiar with her. I think she just won her pro card, right? If I'm not mistaken, she just won her pro card, maybe at Arnold Amateur. That's my problem to fill out. I have to eat a lot and it messes with my midsection. I'm still working on that out. Yeah, I think if you were to add some more tissue, specifically in your lower body, adding some more glutes, more legs, so you don't have to get quite so hard on the lower half like that, then you would probably be able to stay a little bit fuller and not have to eat quite so much to stay filled out. It's more about just adding that muscle tissue onto your lower body more than anything else. Okay, so Uliana, I believe she just, like I said, I think she just won her pro card, if I'm not mistaken. Great shape. She's just thin, right? So I would just like to see more of her. This teeny tiny little waistline is beautiful. She's got some tanning issues going on here too. Yeah, it was her pro debut. I thought so. Okay. Beautiful look as far as her hair and makeup and stuff like that's concerned. And like I said, I'm looking at a little bit of tanning splotchiness here too. But in general, she just needs some more. She needs some more oomph, some more pop out, more shoulders, really accentuate that V taper that she's got there. And just really like more so just fill out this frame. She's got a lot of room to fill out because her waistline is so tiny. She could add a lot of tissue, but she could also just fill her current tissue out as well. And that's just going to pop this. Everything's going to pop more and more and more. So, yeah, in general, she's got a really good future. I would say, if she wants to keep competing this year, play with getting fuller and rounder. But in general, just adding some more tissue so that she can really accentuate those lines that she has. Because she's got a really, really good shape to work with, right? Let's take a look at her back shot. Let me find one. She did a lot of poses. We got a lot of pictures on NPC News. Let's get to the back. Let me get to the back. Yeah, she won the Arnold Amateur, so that's good. Yeah, she's got a lot of. So I'm going through and looking at pictures. I mean, it took me all the way to the fifth page before I got to her back shot. So that tells me she might be hitting too many poses too. I don't know. I didn't see her routine, so I don't want to speak on that. But we didn't get a back shot till the fifth page. So I would say probably needs to trim down her routine a little bit. But back shot. So we got some tanning issues. She just needs more tissue. Again, going back to what I said about her front. This back shot, great proportions. She just needs some more depth in her glutes, her hamstrings, and her shoulders. We look a little skinny up top. This is a great overall shape. Really, really good. Hair is beautiful. It's sitting right down the middle of her back. This is what I was talking about before. This is a really good hair look right here. I actually like her suit cut and everything too. She just needs more tissue. More tissue on her hamstrings also is going to help with some fullness back there. It looks a little bit lacking, specifically on the left-hand side. So a little bit more muscle density back there is going to help to fill that skin out too. Again, really, really bright future, pro debut. Can't ask for much better for your third place for your pro debut. She just needs more muscle in general, right? Getting to the men's competitors' brains, low comprehension. I'm going to plead the fifth on that one. Just laughing at some of the comments coming in. There was another one earlier that I was laughing at too. So we've already gotten into the review portion of this, but if you guys are on the chat, you'll see the ones coming in still from a thought process on the Arnold, which yeah, it's funny. Let's see. So let's go to second place, which was Brianna. Share her right there. Okay, here's Brianna. So let's find a good front shot for her. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So overall fullness and muscle, this is what I was talking about before, right? She's got nice full round muscle. I would say she might be a little bit dense in her lower half, but we got some nice pop. I would say she probably even needs to bring down her biceps and triceps a little bit because they're a little bit big in comparison to her shoulders. So in general, I would say try to keep the biceps, triceps under control. Also the quads, right? The quads are pretty dense here. But everything else is nice and tight and round and full. So she's got a nice fullness to her actual frame. I do like the hair look on her. I like the suit color. Suit top is okay. I might want to see a little bit of a different type of top here, but that's really kind of splitting hairs right now. I think really she's just got to work on making sure she can contain some of this muscle. Again, biceps, triceps, quads, because the rest of her waistline's nice and tight. She's got a really good shape going into her shoulders and her lats and everything too. Probably could put a little bit of pop on that upper glute and take the focus off the density of her quads. But overall, nice full look. I think this was a good conditioning for her, right? Let's find a back shot for her. This is another one where we are on the 6th page now. Still don't have a back shot, so gotta be careful of that with the amount of posing we're doing on stage. This one's a little blurry. There we go. Okay. Okay. So here's our back shot. So again, going back to what I said from the front pose, she could use more glute, right? So legs, I wouldn't do anything with other than try to bring them down a little bit. Glutes, we need more. We just need more projection out, projection up, all of that. So where she really needs to put her focus is just making sure she's not growing those legs or the arms and just continuing to pop the glutes and the shoulders. From the back here, her shoulders look pretty good. The width of her shoulders looks pretty good. I would probably calm the hair down just a little bit. Just make sure it's going all the way down your back so you're not covering the shoulders on the side because that really will affect your whole X frame from the back. So she's got a little bit of an imbalance in her hips as well. So she just needs to pay attention to that. And that's, again, from her front pose. She's sitting onto that right leg like she was in her right front pose. So again, making sure she's correcting that in the back. But I would say in general, just add some more glute pop overall, just to increase that whole shape, upper, outer, inner, all of it, pop it at us and keep the legs under control while she's doing that. She's got a nice tight waistline from the back, so that's good. So I would just focus on adding more tissue. I think that her conditioning was really good. We've got a tie in, but it's not sharp. So I think that her conditioning was right on point. She just needs some more glutes. And then we're going to bring us to our winner, which is Emmy. So let's go ahead and find a front shot for Emmy. Let's go. She has been knocking on the door all last year. So she got her Olympic qualification, which is awesome. Kind of a mini Amy here as far as her shape is concerned. And one of the things that was an issue for her last year was just her front pose. Like every once in a while, she would hit it right or hit it wrong, that kind of thing. I think this is very good. It's almost like her waistline has come in a little bit since last year. Again, really nice shape from the waistline into the lat, into the shoulder here. I could see her needing to add a little bit more shoulder up top to kind of match her lower body, because I think that her glute pop on her lower body is great. Got to watch the density in the quads a little bit there. But if I was going to change anything with this front pose, I would say just add some more shoulder to it, but I wouldn't touch anything else, right? I do think her glam and her hair looks really good here, up off her face like that. That's really pretty. Shows the beautiful smile and eyes and all of that. I do like the red suit and all of that as well. So if I was going to critique anything on this front pose, I would say maybe just add a little bit more shoulder just to match the lower body, right? She's got a nice full round glute pop, but yeah, she could stand to add just a little bit more shoulders to match it. Let's go to a back shot. And here's a good example. We are on the 4th page and we got a back shot. So that's good. She didn't waste too much time on stage. All right. Back shot here. Pretty well balanced top to bottom. She looks like she's shrugging a little bit through her shoulders. So I just try to breathe and relax that down a little bit so she can keep that nice and open. And then she's pretty well balanced from top to bottom. Again, hair is going right straight down the middle of her back. That's what we want. So we're not blocking the shoulders at all. Glutes look really good. Conditioning looks really good. I would probably just try to get a little bit, again, I've been saying this a lot, just a little bit more tissue on the glutes. So then that way she can have that projection and doesn't have to get quite so tight in the conditioning. I think her conditioning might be a little bit too tight here. We don't want to see that full hamstring tie in there. So I would say just try to add a little bit more tissue between now and the Olympia. So then that way she doesn't have to get quite so hard through those hamstring tie-ins there. But I would keep the legs where they are, keep everything else where it is. Maybe again, from the back, she looks like her shoulders are fine. From the front, maybe add a little bit more shoulder there. These are little tiny tweaks. But in general, I would say just try to add a little bit more tissue between now and Olympia so that she doesn't have to get quite so tight through those hamstrings and tie-ins, hamstring tie-ins and everything here. Same thing with the upper, or I'm sorry, the front with the quads. So really, really good package though. Definitely improved from last year. So now it's just about making those tweaks so she can be competitive at the Olympia level, right? And that's going to take us through our top 5. So questions. Let me leave it open for just a few minutes. If you guys have any questions, you can go back to our drama conversation at the beginning too. If you have any questions or you want to interject anything on that, I'll go ahead and put the chat overlay back up for a second. If anybody wants to add or ask any questions. There's our Lindsay question there. We've been on for almost 45 minutes. So I'm going to leave it open for about 46-ish minutes. So you guys have an opportunity to put any questions or comments in that you would like to. If you want to come work with me too, it's Stage Ready by Sean. Sean's Couture Cuties is what it was. Now we're doing Stage Ready by Sean, changing over all the branding this last year because I am doing coaching now and I never did that in the past. So we have a new platform for that. So if you notice, my YouTube channel name now is Stage Ready by Sean as well. And if you guys take nothing else from this live feed, remember, it is facts over feelings always. Even when we're doing these show wrap-ups, I have nothing personal to say about any of these ladies. it's all facts in their critiques. It's always facts over feelings, no matter what. Facts over feelings. You're welcome. Glad to be back doing them. We've got more shows coming up, so we'll be able to do these more. We're officially in the season now, right? And we did shoot a behind the bikini today. We shot it a little bit later than usual, so it'll be going out tomorrow. So you'll see it. You'll have behind the bikini in your notifications to take a look at tomorrow too. I give it one more minute in case anybody wants to interject anything, but I'm done unless y'all want to. Unless y'all have comments, feel free to put your 2 cents in if you'd like. And I am all about advocating for change, but you just got to do it the right way. That's all. You just got to do it the right way. Change is good. You know, come at it prepared and in the right manner and enact change that you want to see. Okay. That's all. Facts, not feelings. All right. You guys can always hit me up if you have questions after this. I'm going to let y'all go for this evening. We'll be back again next week. And like I said, we will have a behind the bikini out tomorrow. So be checking out for that. And let's see what other drama comes about in this season. There's always something. There's always going to be something, always. So with that said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. Enjoy your weekend, and we will see you back here again next week. Bye, guys.